Hey there. Some of you are home, some of you are not, some of you will catch this later. I decided to just do it on my porch, just a little more relaxing, or just to enjoy the sun and get out of the house, since our furniture is not out here yet. But I do want to get started because it is exactly 12 now, and if you have a foam roller, join me. If you don't, get one, order it on Amazon. It can come on Prime, and then you can replay the video later. In either case, this is where we're going to start. So we're going to start really by relaxing the neck. The neck area with the foam roller is especially sensitive, so you just want to make sure that you're laying down and just putting it on the small of the neck. Arms are here, right by your side. The back is flat against the floor, okay? Squeezing that belly button to the spine when you breathe. And you're gonna look to the right, and all you're doing is hanging. So really, the body is relaxed to the floor, and you're putting as much pressure as you want on the neck. Turn it to the other side. Turn it back. Oftentimes we have this little hump in the back of our neck, so we want to make sure, okay, that we're putting pressure there so that it can release. So you're going to cross over and open it back up, and you're actually relaxing the hips right now. Grab that foot and bring it towards you, knees still out, okay? You're putting pressure on the back of that neck. Inhale and exhale. And take it to the other side. And bringing it up. That's it. Feet on the floor. You're going to take it right to the top of the shoulder blades. So right where the shoulder blades are. And all you're going to do is push the elbows in and then push them out. That's how you know you're in the right spot. Okay? So you're just going to hold there and lift that butt up just a slight bit. And you're going to roll back and forth. You should only be going from the top of the shoulders right to the bra strap. So that means over the scapula area. I don't know who's here. Okay, Leticia. Yay, Leticia. Yeah, Vilma. Let's get in there. Get in them shoulders. All right. So either way, if you want to do it later, that's perfectly fine. So again, you should only be rolling from the top of the shoulder to the bra strap. Okay, you're going to inhale and exhale. If you want more pressure than that, again, you can elevate and just do it on one side, so that way you can use it as a hip stretch. Belly button to the spine, you're squeezing. Inhale and exhale. Again, you can go as slow as you want, as fast as you want. You can switch legs. You can keep both on the floor. It really is what works for you. Inhale and exhale. Now you're going to stay right at the bra strap. Arms are going to go right to the ceiling and then all the way out. You're going to release the neck and the shoulders. And all the way in, inhale, all the way around. Try to grab those shoulder blades. And then again, inhale and exhale, and all the way out. Dropping that neck. If you want to drop it all the way to the floor, you can. Otherwise, you can let it hang for 4, 3, 2, and back around. Butt is going to touch the floor all the way. Nice. And you're going to lean the body forward, and you're going to bring it to not nearly to the small of the back, but just right above the small of the back. So you're gonna bring it right to there, and you're just gonna lean back on it. So we wanna get used to that pressure there. So you're holding onto it and just leaning, letting it release. You're gonna bring both feet together and release into a butterfly position. Now that's gonna put pressure on. Inhale and exhale, squeezing that belly button. You're gonna come all the way in and then all the way out. Okay, once you get that there, you're gonna release one side and the other, and you're just gonna hold right in that section where all the stress really goes to that center and that mid back. And all you're gonna do is just gently roll back and forth. You're not doing it like you're crazy, not going all the way up, okay? You wanna make sure that we're not doing that. Okay, now we're going to add a little bit of a hip action to it. And it's gonna actually, you're gonna feel it on that back, but you're also gonna feel it on that hip. So you're really rotating, take it easy. If you hear a little bit of a crack, that's great. Okay, that's actually, I call it your muscle burping, but that's not true. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. Now you're just gonna drop it. There you go. Squeeze, and again, you're gonna rotate to one side. So that's maximum pressure on the right side. Beautiful. Bring it back to center. We're going to take it to the other side. If you're not ready to take it to the other side, remember, you can go outward and you can go inward, just dropping it off to the side. If you're not ready to do that, or it's too much pressure, you can actually go back down and do it here or all the way up on top. Okay? Inhaling and exhaling. See, for me, this side really cracks a lot. So you have to make sure that you're not moving with it. The purpose is to stay stable. Inhale and exhale. Now you're gonna drop it. Beautiful. Nice. So you're gonna rotate right to the left, maximum pressure. Beautiful. Bringing it back to the center, you're gonna rotate the body up. So now, should be right on the center of the butt cheeks, right? And we're just gonna rotate there, okay? Back is straight, so you wanna make sure you're lined up. Shoulders are back. And you're just rotating there. Gonna bring the arms around and squeeze the shoulder blades. Inhale and exhale. Bring that chin into the neck. Make sure you're bringing that chin into the neck so that all the tension from the top of the shoulders releases down to the floor. Inhale and exhale. Nice. Remember, you're in charge of the release, so if you don't feel it, really push your hands together down towards the floor so you can get right on top of there. For 4 more. 3, 2, nice job. You're going to release. Now, you're going to take the arm back and you're going to release. You're going to put actually the foam roller underneath you. It's going to go right onto the mid thigh, okay? Right onto that, actually the back of the hamstrings, okay? So your knees are elevated, okay? And you're here. So you're just going to actually just go right on top and put pressure. That's all you're doing is put pressure. Now, you're going to take the toes together and then take the heels almost together, but they're wide, but you're gonna really do create like a windshield wiper. Okay, you're gonna feel that really working that hamstring, especially if they're tight. So you're going in and the hip is actually rotating too. Okay, nice and light on the shoulders so you're not scrunched in. You wanna make sure that you're pushing your shoulders back. Inhale, exhale. Beautiful. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you're going to point and flex. Point and flex. Point and flex. So remember these exercises because when you're at the calves, you want to make sure that you're doing the same exercises so that they get the same exact release. Now, you're going to move if you can. Now remember, this is only if you can. Inhale and exhale. Otherwise, you can stay right where the pressure is instead of rolling for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sit the butt down. Remember, the knees are elevated. You want to grab the tips of your toes, flatten that back, and chin to the ceiling. Or in this case, to the sky. Beautiful. Same thing, right? So you're going to go right to the center of the calves, almost like we were doing with the ball, but technically you're just going to sit there. Now, some of you will feel that really, really hit exactly where you're having the most tenderness. So you can just sit there and feel the pressure. That's totally fine. Hands are going to go back and you're going to elevate if you want more. And again, you're moving. Beautiful. And we're going to go back to the windshield wipers and the point and flex when you're ready. And take your time there, and when you're ready, you can go to the windshield wipers, just holding the body steady. Find your zones. They're different for everybody, and you can try that point and flex as well. Point and flex always does something for my calves. Nice job. And when you can, you're going to release and come on around. Again, you're still feeling that pressure on those calves. We're trying to get to most of the areas because we only have a short amount of time, but we want to make sure that we're getting that. And again, you're going to come back here and you're going to press the back. So again, it's always about getting that back released and getting everything working the way it's supposed to. Okay, you're going to release here. Now, one of my favorite things to do on here, doesn't feel that great, but if you put it right where your hip is, and then you're not rolling on those T-bands yet, but you want to relax, and what you're doing is creating space for your back on this side, getting an amazing stretch. Now you can use your elbow if it's too much for you, okay? But you're creating this space here on this side. Now if it's too much, you can also bend the right leg and leave the left leg extended. Now you're going to walk those hands up and lift here, and you're going to go right onto that hip bone. So again, we're not pushed this way. You want to make sure you're turned all the way, even if you have to remind yourself by holding here. So still, we want to create that space, okay? And you want to massage that area. Your hips are very sensitive. They need love too. Okay, hips don't lie. Right? You're right in there. Now, what you can do is bring the left leg over. Now you're going to start rolling onto that T-band. Now don't go fast. Try to make it so that you're finding where your area is, where your area of release is. Different for everybody. You might be tighter on the top than you are on the bottom. So if it's on the bottom, then you release the arm out and you go lower. Beautiful. Nice job. Try to keep that foot in the air so that it's not dragging and kind of holding your roll back. Okay, you can come all the way down. I don't really generally feel release down that low. Mine is more up near the hip area and kind of towards the center. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now you're going to bend that back. Okay, bending it back so it's off the floor, and try to roll now. You might get more. Might not feel that great to some of you, so you might want to take it easy. For 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. So we're going to bring that foot back down, and you're going to come on up, right up into that shoulder blade. Okay, this is one of my favorites because my shoulders are super tight. We want to make sure we leave that leg there because we're going to need it to extend. So you're extending up and you're really getting in to that blade right in there. You're releasing there. So it's a tight space. So you can either just hang there for the pressure points or you can move it back and forth. Up to you. You can extend that leg. Extend that arm. It might get numb. might not. For 4, 3, 2, drop that hip to the floor. Now you're gonna bring it up, and you're also gonna get that good stretch right inside. You're gonna bring it all the way down. I'm gonna take it right to the center. So now, you're gonna rest the hips right onto the foam roller. You're gonna drop the body. Ooh, that feels great. Should feel good. So try to get as flat as you can. If you want to extend and push the feet up, you can. Some people want to get more on their pressure on their hips, so they're lifting. Other people want to extend, so it's up to you what you want to do. And you're releasing all the way down, coming up. So now you're gonna push the pressure right onto the front part of your thighs, midsection, and we're just holding. So you want to make sure that you're inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling. This is before we start rolling anywhere. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And you're rolling forward. So you want to roll. Find your sensitive zones. Coming all the way back, so really use it as a hip extension as well. All the way back. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful job, guys. Stay with it. All the way back. And you're going to release all the way. Come all the way up. I'm going to take it back to child's pose. Taking it all the way back. Get myself in order. And all the way back up. Okay, I'm moving it to the other side. So we're going to start with that beautiful hip stretch right onto the side. So again, if you need to stay here, that's okay. Otherwise, you're lifting all the way up, coming all the way down, and really extending on that right side. Again, if it's too much, you can put it here. You can also bring down that knee. And here we're going to come back over. We're going to start moving our way up to the hip area, which is really my favorite. Just to kind of release that. And again, you can bounce back and forth, or you can just hold and let the release happen on its own. When you've released there, you want to make sure that you start moving your way down to that T-band. Now, you're here, try to keep that foot off the floor, okay? And you can take it all the way down. You find your sweet spot, because that's what's important. If you find a spot and it's really, really tender, you want to stay there, let it release, and then move it back and forth. Okay? If you want more, you can also bend here. That might be too much for some people. Try to keep your body with your hips on top of each other so you're not leaning all the way over. Okay? So again, this is what works for you, not necessarily what works for me. For 4, beautiful. For 3, for 2, and 1. You're going to bring that body down, and we're going to move our way up right into that shoulder blade. Okay, so you can either stay here, come all the way up, and again, you're just elevated slightly, and you're here, or you can be here. Up to you. You can rock the body back and forth. Let me see what my friends are writing on there. So you can rock the body back and forth. Inhale and exhale. Okay. And find that shoulder blade. And again, with the release. Okay. And you're going to come all the way back. Nice. Once again, we're going to hit the front part of the thighs, right to the center. And again, this time, you're going to move your ankles out to the opposite side and then move over. So again, this is a hip stretch as well as releasing the front part of the quad. Now get right on the hip connection, right to the front part of the thigh. And I want you to just slightly roll back and forth there. Okay, and then we're going to release and come all the way down. Take it all the way up. And we're going to flip it back around. We're going to go back to that sitting position. Okay? This time we're going to be a little bit more aggressive. Meaning you want to make sure that you're getting in there. Okay? Now, you're going to make sure that you're moving your legs so that you can actually have functional movement at the same time that you're releasing. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. And you're gonna flip that underneath you. Okay? And here, you're gonna place your feet on the floor, lift here to the center of the back. So you're in a bridge position, back is on the floor, hands are by your side. You're gonna lift both knees in. You're gonna hold on to the foam roller, okay? So you're gonna bring the knees as tight as you can in, and then one at a time, gently place it down, leaving your hips forward. Okay, other side. Ooh, yes. So try to keep those shoulders on the floor, release those hips to the sky, and really get a release. Nice. So you're gonna take the left in first, and the right. This time you're gonna bring all the way in, and you're gonna take them to the ceiling. Now you're same here, you're gonna release the left first. Nice. And then the right comes down right after. Feel the release, inhale, exhale. Both knees come in. You're holding on to that foam roller. You're gonna release both legs. Actually, both knees bent to one side. Now, you're gonna try to get them as low as you can to the floor. If you can make it to the floor, beautiful. That's opening the right side up. And unclench the butt cheeks for 4, 3. That's what you should be resting on the left side. Inhale, back to the center. All the way in for the release, and all the way up. Now releasing to the right. Release that butt cheek, the right side, open up the left. Back to the center. And for the release, all the way inside. Take your feet, pressure to the ceiling, so here. So flatten those feet. Flatten those feet to the ceiling. Beautiful. You're holding them straight up. Now you're pushing your hips into the foam roller. So the legs should be directly on top of you. Good. Flatten those feet towards the ceiling. For 4. For 3. For 2. Feel those nerves release. And both back down, left to right. You're releasing. And you're taking them both in. Right side first. And left side. You have one more release to the center. We're gonna finish the same way we started. So you're going right to that midsection where that bra strap is, or right under the scapula. Okay? You're gonna lift the body up and you're gonna take it to a full roll. So all the way, inhale, exhale. So now this time you wanna use your arms for the entire body to get that roll in. So you're rolling right to the heels, and I'm about to roll off the porch. That's good. Okay? Come all the way out, all the way in. Inhale, all the way. Exhale, all the way. And up. Last time. Bring it back. So you want to do the same thing we did before. So you want to stay on the foam roller. Inhaling, you're going to flatten your back to the floor, hips up, and again, you're going to rotate from left to right. Left to right. Inhale and exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Taking it all the way in. Inhale deep. Hands all the way up to the sky and all the way down. Namaste. Nice job. If you were with me, awesome job. If not, I hope it is a serious release for you later. All right? Namaste. God bless. Stay strong. Faith over fear. Bye-bye.